Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you might be listening to this. This is your boy Sutton Def from the Purple Rain Podcast. Yes, like I said, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you tuning into this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast. I am your boy Sutton Def. You can follow me on Instagram, X, wherever you get your socials at Sutton Def. Listen, I came here to talk to you guys about a very, very touchy and a very, very important subject today. Justin Tucker. Now, I know that the criticism on him has been levied very, very hard over the past couple of months, honestly, even the past couple of seasons, but it's all come to a head in the 2024 season because he's lost us a lot of games. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real, right? I think the stat was that I saw on ESPN earlier this week was that he had, let me see, 22, 22 missed points in field goals, right? 22. And guess what the combined amount of points that the Ravens have lost by in their 5 losses this season? 22. So if you look at a stat like that, it really, really does put a lot of the onus on Justin Tucker. And of course, it sucks to see, and it sucks to like look at it like that because Justin Tucker's been so good for the Ravens for so damn long. But look, the fact of the matter is the guy's not performing, and a lot of the Ravens fan base is really, really calling for his head. They're really, really calling for his job right now. Like, they do not want him in Baltimore making kicks because they are afraid, terrified even, and so am I to an extent, of what might happen in the playoffs, right? Good morning to the Rain Gang. Good morning, Black Daniels. Good morning, Team Ramey. Good morning, Tyler Brown. Shout out to all of you guys. Shout out to the Rain Gang. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. If you want to join the Rain Gang family, subscribe to the channel, like the video as well. But look, getting on with it. Here's why the Ravens fans might be wrong about Justin Tucker. And this is just a different perspective. So I just ask that you hear me out on this, right? I just ask that you hear me out on this. So, like I said, Justin Tucker, he's been struggling over the past couple of seasons, kind of progressively, right? The trajectory's been kind of going up and up. I wouldn't say that he's necessarily lost us major ground in a season up until this year, right? I think that most Ravens fans might agree with that, right? He hasn't really, really hurt us really, really badly until this season. You know, this is where it's all been coming to a head. So I say that to say, this year, if we put it in a vacuum, right? If we put this season in a vacuum with Justin Tucker, and we take his struggles, and in what, week 13, week 14, I think we're in right now. If we say up until this point, Justin Tucker is not performing, he's losing us games, right? We need to bring in some competition. We need to go in another direction. If we're saying that, okay, cool. By the way, this is a Justin Tucker who is an absolute Hall of Famer, right? That's coming for him. Might be the best kicker of all time, 7-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion, right? Has showed up in the playoffs time and time again. Of course, he's had his misses too, but he showed up more than he hasn't. Okay. And I mean, and the guy's just overall one of the best kickers of all time. I think he has the second highest field goal percentage in NFL history. Don't quote me on that. You can fact check me on that. But look, the guy's been really, really good. And players are saying, not players, but fans are saying they want to bench him. Fans are saying they want to bench him. So here's my thing. Let me give this to you. And again, open your ears, open your minds, and open your hearts. This is a different perspective. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, we had Lamar Jackson, right? And we do. And Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions in 3 to 4 different games this season. And we lost all those games specifically because of Lamar Jackson's struggles. And he had some sort of mental hurdle that he wasn't able to get over. And he just keeps throwing picks, keep throwing picks, keep throwing picks. Would you, as a Ravens fan, and this is the question that I pose to you, would you keep that same energy with Lamar Jackson that you have for Justin Tucker right now? That's my question of the day. Would you keep that same energy with Lamar Jackson that you have with Justin Tucker? Would you want to go in a different direction from Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP? Would you want to? If you want to bring up money in contracts, like, oh no, Lamar Jackson, he's getting paid way more than Justin Tucker, so it's hard to justify. If you look at the top three cap hits, the top three salary cap hits on the Baltimore Ravens team, you have Lamar Jackson, number one, and then number three, you have Marcus Williams. And we know the story with Marcus Williams this season. And they have no problem. The Ravens had no problem benching Marcus Williams in a heartbeat when he was struggling, right? I won't necessarily say a heartbeat, but he didn't get a super long leash, right? He was benched this season because he was not performing. He's the third highest paid player on the team per year, salary cap wise. So I'm just saying all that to say, and I ask you again, I pose the question again. If it was Lamar Jackson who was struggling so much during this 2024 season, at this point, week 14 in the season, would you want to go in another direction? And some people might push back and say, oh, well, no, the difference is you can go out and you can get kickers off the street now, and they're going to be able to perform better. Is that a promise? Is that a promise? How many kickers off the street right now would you really take over Justin Tucker in a big spot, in a big playoff game? Like, honestly, like in your heart of hearts, like if you take the biases that are kind of stuck in our heads right now, and it's even still kind of stuck in my head because he's been struggling lately, and I'm a Ravens fan to my core, right? And I hate to see him miss, and I hate to see us lose because of him missing. But if I really, really extrapolate and I think about it in a vacuum again, like why, like who else would I take? Who else would I take in big spots like that? I don't know. So that is the question that I have for you this morning as you get ready, get prepared for your day. Again, I don't know when you might be listening to this. Could be morning, could be the afternoon, could be evening. Whenever it is, just ponder that for me and let me know down below in the comment section. Sound off, please, in the comment section, because I want to know, would you keep that same energy with Lamar Jackson that you have for Justin Tucker right now? If Lamar Jackson was the one who has been struggling all season long and throwing picks left and right and losing us games, and he had some sort of mental hurdle. I just want to know. That's my question of the day. Good morning, Chike. What's going on? Black Daniel says it's burnt toast and coffee time. Yes. It's early in the morning when I record these episodes. Early in the morning. So I appreciate you guys for being up with me this early. Let me see. Tyler Brown says, not after one season. If it was Lamar, you can scrap your Super Bowl expectations. Okay. Team Ramey agrees with me, says facts. Let me see. We got Kogan S here, says, I don't think Williams was just benched for his play. We know John Harbaugh does not bench someone like that for play, i.e. Daniel Falele. He must have said something to land in the doghouse. I don't know. I think there's a little bit of a difference between a Daniel Falele's kind of troubles and Marcus Williams, only because Marcus Williams' woes cause touchdowns, right? Defense, like, it gives up touchdowns. We've seen it time and time again this season where he just completely blew an assignment, right? And there was a touchdown that came out of it. Happened a couple times against the Bengals, right? Really exposing him. Falele, yes, of course, he can miss a block here and there. Sometimes he is really good when he pulls, right, and he gets out in front of Derrick Henry, makes a good crack block on a DN. But for the most part, like whenever he misses a block, I think that there's a little bit less impact there, only because of the Lamar Jackson tax as well. Because Lamar Jackson's pretty good. He can get away with most bad situations. Let me see. Chike says no, because Lamar Jackson is the reason why we are in a Super Bowl window. Okay. I mean, and that's fair too. That's fair to say too. But if you look historically, Justin Tucker has been that anchor at the kicking position for the last decade. Like, we've been so spoiled, I think, for so many years as Ravens fans that we kind of take for granted exactly how impactful Justin Tucker has been on this team over the years. You know, in playoff games, in playoff contention games, in Super Bowls, like the guy has showed up time and time again. So I know the roles and responsibilities of Lamar Jackson and Justin Tucker are a little bit different, but I'm comparing the two in terms of, what they've done for us throughout the course of their career and the benefit of the doubt that we're going to give them today, right here, right now in the season. That's what I say. Let me see. Team Ramey says he has the most and best experience for the big stage. Let him cook and see which recipe he makes. See, I like that. I like that from Ramey. And again, I said this. I said all of this actually last night on Jason from Huddle It Up Films. I was talking to him and Engraving Videos. Shout out to both of those guys, amazing creators. But I was saying this. I think that with Justin Tucker, I think our hands are kind of tied with him right now. Like Harbaugh came out earlier this week and said, we don't even think that we need to bring in any competition for Justin Tucker. He's got that much, benefit of the doubt and tenure with the Ravens coaches. He's just one of those players. He's just one of those players. I think it would almost be like if, Mark Andrews was really, really struggling with drops like all season long. Like let's imagine like Mark Andrews did not turn the corner and start looking like the Mark Andrews of old, and he just looked like the Mark Andrews from the first 3 weeks up till now. What will we be saying? Will we be saying bench Mark Andrews, or will we be wanting to give him more chances? I think that the Ravens coaches will want to keep trotting him out there until he gets right. There's just certain players who get a longer leash than others, guys. It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. Let me see. My guy Black Daniels in here says, it's hard to watch Tucker struggle, but we have enough talent to overcome his struggles and not continue to put him in tough situations, knowing there may be a deeper issue. Yeah. Yeah. We do. Only problem is with that is that he's just got to make the damn kicks. He's the cherry on top of this team, right? And without the cherry on top, the finished product is just a little less sweet. And we've been experiencing a lot of bitterness this season because of that cherry on top that's been missing from Justin Tucker's performances. Yeah. Let me see. Tyler Brown says, I agree. That's why I don't want to bench him. But like you've mentioned before, bring someone in for competition. He's locked in this year. Harbs and them have scrapped that thought. So we just got to hope. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, I think when it comes to this season, right, since we're already in the thick of things, bringing in friendly competition right now, it could go one of two ways. It can go one of two ways. And I am on record saying that I think that some friendly competition would be good. And I think that Justin Tucker would actually be the type of guy who would be up to that sort of thing. I have said that. But it could also go in the opposite direction as well. It could also mess with his psyche in a negative way. And come playoff time, we really have no clarity at all on who's going to be a kicker. Because imagine we do bring in somebody else for competition, and during a practice week, he beats out Justin Tucker, and then he goes into the game, whoever this guy is. Let's just say ex-kicker. Imagine ex-kicker goes into the game, and he misses a 34-yard field goal, right? And then he kind of struggles a little bit on and off throughout the rest of the season. And by playoff time, we really have no clarity at all on who's our starting kicker. There's still a good amount of football left. Okay, there's still 4 games left that we have to play. I think that the Ravens' philosophy right now is that, like, we're going to have to use our talent. Like my guy Black Daniels was saying, we have a talent in other places to kind of overcome Justin Tucker's and the special team struggles. I think that they're going to bank on that. I think they're going to bank on the defense turning the corner after the adjustment to the secondary with Kyle Hamilton playing deep now and them getting better on that back end. Roquan playing better because of that as well. Defensive line getting healthier. If the O-line can hold up, can manage to protect Lamar, I think that the offense and the defense can overcome the special team struggles. Yes, but again, man, it's just gonna be a tough sledding going forward, and I think that they're just banking on kind of everybody else picking up the slack until Justin Tucker can get back right again. Yeah. Let me see. Tyler said 100% fact, Sutton. We don't have time for that. It's December. Good point. We as fans got to pray and rally behind whatever this is. Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, so I'm not going to hold you guys too long in, this morning. I just like to get in and get out in the early morning ones. But again, to finish it off, I do want to pose the question again to you, the viewer. With Justin Tucker struggling so much, if Lamar Jackson, I know if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, right? But if Lamar Jackson was struggling just as bad as Justin Tucker was this season, so let's say he was been throwing 3-4 interceptions a game, he's done that 3-4 times this season, and we've lost games because of him. He's got some sort of mental hurdle, right? Would you keep that same energy with Lamar Jackson that you have with Justin Tucker? Would you want to go in another direction at this point in the season? Same thing. You can take, like I said it before, you can take like a Mark Andrews. Let's say he's been struggling with drops all season. Let's say he never really turned the corner. Would you want the coaches to bench him? Would you keep the same energy? That's what I want to know. That is the question of the day. I want to leave you guys with that. Again, thank you so much for everybody who comes out to these morning shows. It's just a different perspective today. I don't want anybody to, get all up in arms. If you want to fire back at me in the comments, please do. Please do. But it's just a different perspective. I just ask that you open your mind, open your ears, open your hearts. Yeah, I'll leave you with that. Again, my name is Sutton Def. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Sutton Def, like you see down below right there. Me and my co-host Simply AS10, we go live every Monday and Thursday talking Ravens football and other things in the NFL as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And then last but not least, our sponsor, Manscaped. You can go on manscaped.com, save 20% off your order if you use our code PRP. With that being said, listen, you guys have a great day. As you guys already know, stay positive, test negative, and never, ever, ever forget to call God. This is your boy Sutton Def signing out. I'll catch you guys in the next one.